what is the brain signal control wheelchair, importance and objective for this research work, and the development process for the brain signal control wheelchair, and the method for data acquisition, feature extraction, classification. How do we do the processing of this whole brain signal control wheelchair? First of all, it is the brain signal control wheelchair is an evolving landscape for assistive technology for the patient that suffering from dyslexia, that is brain that is unable to move. It provides a assistive technology. The role of brain signal control is to enhance mobility for the paralyzed individual with the help of hands-free navigation. The importance of brain signal control wheelchair is the independence and the mobility, enhanced mobility of the patient, and improving the quality of the individual with the challenges in the mobility. It helps in their daily activities, the movement of the daily activities. The basic objective for this research work is in the diseases like something the wheelchair passenger cannot move. The researchers have developed a wheelchair for them that can be controlled by the brain. But with this, that was first, it was started in the 2005. The first concept was given of the wheelchair. And since then, a lot of development has occurred. This objective for here, so research work is to point-wise mention that all the development phases and the loopholes in the previous version. So, as I told, the first version was developed by Tanaka et al. And it was 15 years earlier. The control of the brain signal, the wheelchair is basically initially it was developed with the help of joystick, eye movement, or the voice navigation. But with the recent development, it can be controlled by the thought process or SSVP. Now this current research work is going that how the movement in the earlier it was to a state forward or stop. Now there is current work on this. The four step that we all can also change the direction. Can also change the direction for the and just control the speed with just with the thought process. This is a control process that is brain. We first of all acquire the brain signal, followed by the feature extraction, the selection of the features. After classification of features is done, for the converting the features as a control signal, and that control signal is provided to the motor of the wheelchair for the movement. This is a summary. This is a summary of the all few of the research work that on the EG cap. Most of the, as we can see, the most of the EG cap is the wet type EG cap, and the dry EG signals have been very rarely used for the poor accuracy and in the result section. This is the control paradigm for the. This is the most of the research work they have based on the motor imagery system. It is how thought process controls the movement of the motor. It basically works on the equation control model in the wheelchair. Most of the literature which we have done on this field, most of the paper was based on the event response system. After that, P300 and SSVP. And some of that paper was also on the muscle state that is controlled by the joystick or just by chin movement. And joystick was attached to the chin that was used to control them. These are the research paper on the based on the filtering techniques that is used for the features. As we can see from that, most of the paper has based on the PhD and the FFT for the power spectral distribution and the FFT for the feature extraction. This is the most of the feature is extraction is done by the common spatial pattern. As this is the bar graph for the decreasing order the number of features extraction method that is being used. And this is the chart for the classifiers which have been used most frequently. In the x-axis, we can see the number on the classifier and the application in the search work in the y-axis. As in conclusion, the particular, you can say this most of the search work is not up to date for the control of the signal, as there's some of the not most of the accuracy has been up for that we have achieved. It is only the 80% of still the case. So the question for the future work is lack of intuitive or practical command. The future work that could be done that is based on the speech imaginary paradigm could be used to control, or we can use the mental activity to obtain high level of functionality that we can train on the system more accurately for this. And these are the references which we have used. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your great presentation. I would request the session chairs to ask questions, if any, and conclude with marking the judgment sheet.
Yeah, just wanted to say that out of 7 to 8 machine learning algorithms which you use, which one you think is the best fit for it, as per your research?
For the discriminant, as I've read the paper literature review, that we have done linear discriminant analysis has the best performance until now. It is I've given approximately 82% accuracy as per the LDA.
But the parameters which they have used, have you digged in what were the parameters or features which they incorporated for this?
And mostly they have gone for the PhD and power spectral distribution in the most of the paper.
Okay, good enough, Avinash. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to call on our next presenter with paper ID 491, entitled UAV Image Classification for Land Cover Mapping, a CNN-based approach in IoT networks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Dr. Ananya Sharma. I'm an assistant professor of law at Symbiosis Law School, Pune. So today, as a part of this multidisciplinary research, I am presenting a paper titled UAV Image Classification for Land Cover Mapping, a CNN-based approach in IoT networks. So here I have co-authored this paper with my co-author, Dr. R. Raman. So I'll just share my screen now. Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So I'll first start with the introduction, then briefly deal with the literature review, the proposed system, results and discussions, and then I'll come to the conclusions. So information on land cover, it's useful because it gives a thematic description of the Earth's surface that is directly linked to the ecological status of land areas.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt. If you could put your slides into the PowerPoint mode.
Is it?
Right.
Is it?
Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you. So, one second. So significant environmental implications, they result from changes in land cover in fast urbanizing regions, such as local temperature, change in biodiversity, loss of, the ecological system, the deterioration of the ecological system, along with flood dangers. So remote sensing, it examines the application of deep learning techniques in classifying land use and land cover using multispectral and hyperspectral images. Spatial data processing and analysis using geospatial analytics, it definitely seems promising as it uses deep learning based geospatial analysis to categorize satellite images and GIS data to estimate paddy crop acreage. But lack of high quality training and validation data, particularly for historical satellite images, it has been a major limitation for land cover change mapping utilizing remote sensing data, especially medium resolution imagery. So a novel automated categorization method for land cover images was provided in this research that makes use of a time series image spectrum database. Now, the use of deep neural networks for analyzing satellite images that emphasizing creating maps showing how the land was used and where it was used in location has been discussed in a number of literatures. But that literature showed that there was a requirement of a more dependable apparatus for monitoring the environment and vegetation. So with remote sensing data, it is possible to regularly offer accurate information under real world circumstances for a sizable region. A supervised framework for converting one land cover map to another, many use updating, finishing, they are connected to this. But unlike other methods, we conduct a spatial and semantic transformation simultaneously without assuming any previous information. So using low resolution fractional images as input to produce high resolution map of land use, the super resolution mapping system, it analyzes and relies heavily on the accuracy of the geographical prior model used to represent land cover trends at fine spatial resolution. So machine learning using remote sensing image analysis, notably for land cover mapping, it needs specialists and plenty of resources to identify every pixel in the training set that has been discussed in this paper. So this material that makes up land cover, it may be found all around the planet. There are wooded places, agricultural regions, fertile and infertile soil, deserts, lakes, rivers, even wetlands, and urbanization, deforestation, global warming, all these, they rely heavily on land cover data. So specifically, satellites that are equipped with remote sensing technology may be helpful in supplying crucial information for making themed maps. So multi-resolution land cover mapping using this satellite imagery, it has significant application in resource management, ecological preservation, as well as urban design. So this form of mapping, it has traditionally relied on image resolution to represent distinct land use categories, ignoring the image's geometric, topological, and semantic features. So the satellites circling Earth, they continually observe the surface. So this helps in generating massive satellite image datasets. So rising geographical and temporal solution, they characterize this data. So this land cover classification mapping method, it basically uses a supervised classification strategy with satellite and aerial imagery to show land surfaces according to predefined thematic classes throughout the space. However, it's obvious that it's difficult to construct vast quantities and good quality reference data sets for mapping, since it's both time consuming and labor costly to determine the land cover class, this cost from these photographs manually. And this is one of the limitations of my paper as well. So extracting land cover type appropriately is crucial and useful. So relatively basic input data like reflectance or vegetation index are employed in categorization, while quantitative remote sensing outputs are seldom used. So we propose a deep learning, this proposes a deep learning based multispectral land cover classification. A spectral texture classification model is created using contoured transforms, outstanding detail capture to expand the spectral feature space, and deep learning for feature selection and extraction. This technique even outperforms principal component analysis, linear discriminated analysis, and neural networks, and improves the multispectral image classification accuracy, offering a novel land use categorization viewpoint. So these are the various steps that we undertake. First would be the UAV data acquisition. So the UAVs with high resolution cameras, they are flown over the region of interest. These UAVs can help take aerial images from a wide range of heights. And the basic goal of this mission is, to get the layout of the survey grids to help make informed decisions on the routes that are flown and the image settings used. Also, image capture and transmission. So the UAVs, they provide a constant visual data stream by taking images as users, they fly over the target region. And after being captured, these images are sent in real time to receiving stations on ground through IoT network, which basically involves sensor placed technologies that establish this connection between different objects. Then image pre-processing is done once the users are received at the ground station. And to assure the quality, this process even includes image enhancement, noise reduction, and geometric correction. Then comes the CNN-based image classification. So a CNN, which is a deep learning model developed exclusively for image processing, is given to these pre-processed files. Then real-time classification, since these CNN networks, they work in real time, they can automatically label the incoming images. And due to this instant classification, the system's land cover maps may always be up to date. There's always a possibility for that. That's a positive thing. Then IoT data integration comes where integrating other environmental data such as weather, temperature, and humidity is further made easier by the use of IoT networks. And sensors placed in the region of interest may relay the supplemental data to receiving stations on ground in near real time. Then decisional support and application, because various users may benefit greatly from the real-time land cover maps that are enhanced with environmental data. This data is also helpful for urban planners as it helps in evaluating the proposed land use changes and organizing subsequent infrastructure construction. And then the land cover maps and related data, they are available to the authorized users via the system's intuitive interface. So this user interface, it may be web-based or it may be app-based, making it suitable for both desktop computers as well as mobile devices and everything in between.
Ma'am,
So this-
sorry to interrupt, but we
Hmm.
would just request you to conclude.
I'll just come to the conclusion. So this is the figure that is depicting us. So I'll just come to the results that these results, they show that the technology has performed very well regarding land cover mapping and continuous monitoring. Accuracy was consistently high across a wide range of land cover types while using CNN-based image classification. And multiple fields stand to benefit greatly from fully realized UAV and CNN-based techniques. This approach is very much helpful to urban planners. Its scalability and flexibility also make it applicable to various contexts. However, we understand that there are several challenges that we need to address via extensive analysis and development. This includes ensuring reliable data connection in distant regions, refining the CNN architectures to suit certain land cover categories, and also including supplementary environmental factor in the analysis. So that's it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I will request the session chairs to ask question if any and conclude marking the judgment sheet.
Yeah, Ananya, just one question that have you thought of comparing it with any other technique, like you've used only CNN for this?
So, ma'am, CNN, of course, as I told you, that there are limitations to it. So we are further trying to see that if any other methods are there which can offer some better output as compared to CNN. The research, we are still in the process of thinking about that. But definitely that analysis is something that we will think about.
So at present it's one, but there is a possibility of it to be extended.
Definitely, ma'am. Refining it, the possibility is definitely there.
Okay, seems to be a promising area. Congratulations and good work.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to call on our next presenter with paper ID 492, entitled A Study on Unlocking the Potential of Different AI in Continuous Integration and Continuous Delivery.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll just share my screen. Yeah. Myself, Priyanshi Sharma, with my co-author, Dr. Mugdha Kulkarni. Today, we are here to present our paper titled A Study on Unlocking the Potential of Different AI in CI/CD. We are from Symbiosis Center for Information Technology. So, as we know that DevOps is reshaping the software development processes by implementing various practices. Since there are still some challenges in this current CI/CD pipelines, these challenges could be manual intervention, slow delivery cycles, or limited automation, which necessitates the need of generative AI integration. This emergence of generative AI also demands responsible AI to address the ethical concerns. Even the significance of our study is to address this knowledge gap by emphasizing on the potential of Gen AI and contribute towards the theory and real-world applications in software development. So our paper has followed 3 phases: literature review, followed by conceptual framework, and then analysis by PLS-SEM. Now, let's come to the research problem that we are going to address. So problem first is there is limited generative AI understanding in the CI/CD. Like all the existing research basically focuses on a specific task, but Gen AI has the more potential than this. There is no clear research on the broader aspect of Gen AI, what it can do, like about the how it can optimize workflows, how it can optimize resource allocation processes. For this research, we will try to understand the impact of this integration that it is going to bring on the SDLC. And the last is there is lack of awareness among the industry professionals, and which is a knowledge gap that needs to be addressed. From our literature review, we understood few things. Like we understood the AI impact, like from starting with the machine learning, natural language processing, and everything. All these have some impact over the software development life cycle. There are DevOps tools, like it was mentioned in a paper about the DevOps anomaly detection framework, which is a AI DevOps tools, which improve the code quality, security, and also reducing the risk of bugs. We came to know about the impact of generative AI, like generative AI enables the early identification of errors and the proactive risk management that we are going to discuss through this paper. So our research hypothesis are the integration of generative AI and CI/CD pipelines will result in increased automation, rapid problem solving capabilities, and reduced manual intervention, thereby addressing existing challenges and improving overall software development productivity. Our second hypothesis is responsible AI technologies in conjunction with generative AI will adhere to ethical guidelines and standards, ensuring responsible decision making and mitigating potential risks associated with AI integration and DevOps processes. Now, based on our literature review, we have formed our conceptual framework using Dillon and McLean model. Here we can see the system quality that ensures reliability and the performance, followed by information quality, which contributes toward the integrity of the data, and the service quality, which analyze the user experience by the responses and by providing training for the integration. If all these factors will be considered, that it will directly impact the usage. There will be the increase in the generative AI usage, which will lead to the user satisfaction if the workload will be reduced. All these parameters, all these variables will be fulfilled, then we will get the benefits like improved delivery speed, reduced cost. These all are basically the key indicators of the overall impact of generative AI integration. In order to adopt the generative AI, there might be some challenges that can occur, like technical complexity and lack of skills that needs to be resolved. Okay, so our methodology has a combined methods of quantitative and qualitative. We float a questionnaire to the industry professionals to gather their insights, and we got 100 responses for the same. For the qualitative part, we conducted the literature review. Now for the analysis, we use partial least square structure modeling. Since it would be better for the less sample sizes, it will help us to understand the relationships among the variables. So we have analyzed 2 models basically. First is structural measurement model. The assessment criteria are as follows. As we can see, for the mean is basically used to see the predictional insight about this integration. So there, if we can see the values which are higher values, they are showing the positive sentiments of the professionals, and the lower values is showing the less favorable circumstances. Talking about the R square, that is coefficient of determination, as we can see, we have 3 independent variables: net benefits, usage, and user satisfaction, and all the values are less than 0.9, threshold 0.9. Therefore, we can see that substantial share of variability explained by the independent variables in the model. Talking about the collinearity, all the variance inflation factors are less than 5, which also ensures that the stability of the regression conflicts. Path coefficients also giving the positive relationship of the variables. Talking about the reflective measurement model, for the discriminant part, we can also see all the values are less than 0.9, which shows that our model is robust, and it is also showing the distinctness of the latest contracts. For the convergent validity, all the AV values are less than 0.5, and internal consistency values are less than 0.7. So this shows the validity and the reliability of our model. Now the discussion now discuss what we have witnessed through our analysis. We have identified 3 key variables out of all: information quality, service quality, user satisfaction. Our model is also reliable and validable, which we have validated through reflective measurement model. There is also the need of responsible AI imperative, since GenAI is going to take a lot of data. So we need to prevent our data by follow ethical practices. Now let's coming to the overall conclusion of our paper. So first is generative AI can enhance the CI/CD processes, as we have seen the positive correlations and path efficiency among the variables. The robustness of our model has been proved by the reflective measurement model, that this model can be followed to optimize the generative AI integration in CI/CD pipeline. Out of all the constructs, system quality matters more, since it is radically impacting the usage and the satisfaction, and it will overcome the challenge for training for the same. Through this paper, we have understand the complex intricate relationship of the variables, how the change in one will impact the other and how it will be helpful. Now we have already discussed about the ethical considerations that we need to take care of the responsible AI along with the generative AI. Now exploration of the other practices, since we know that DevOps has more than 10 practices and we focused only on continuous integration and continuous delivery. So the future researchers could focus on other practices as well to understand the overall impact of the generative AI in entire SDLC and DevOps. So this is how we unlock the potential of generative AI in DevOps CI/CD pipeline. Thank you. These all are the references that we have taken. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would request the session chair to ask the questions, if any.
So Priyanshu, which platform you have used for PLSM, like Smart PLS or SPSS? Which platform? MOS?
Yeah, ma'am, Smart PLS version 4 I have used.
Smart PLS version 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So like in overall, any base model used from your side to find out, like this is any base model for this study from literature survey?
Maybe it's Declan and McLean model I have used.
Okay. And okay, you find that's the only one model which is for Gen AI comparison, like any technology intervention, there are a lot of models. So any reason behind why you used this model?
So ma'am, it basically we took this model because other model were more on a technology adoption kind of a thing and environment kind of a thing. Now, actually, there are so many technology adoption models, and then repetitively rather than using decline model, it is more showing the information system success model. So how far it is successful, that is what we wanted to actually check rather than just to check the adoption part of it.
Yeah, strongly agree. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so
Proceeding
much.
on with our next presenter, I would like to call paper ID 499, entitled Precision Balancing, Machine Learning Models and Selective Strategies for Intraday Trading Success.
Hello everyone. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
Okay. 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 Firstly, thank you to the conference organizing committee for giving me the opportunity to present my work. I am Akash Popnani, a final year bachelor student at IIT Dharwad, and I'm here to present my work, Precision Balancing, Machine Learning Models and Selective Strategies for Intraday Trading Success. So many people have tried out different machine learning and deep learning models. AI has played a significant role in this in the field of stock price predictions. What I have done in the work, my work is like a two-step analysis to optimize gains for intraday trading. It's very, very specific to intraday trading. First, I have an assessment of 6 machine learning models, and then I choose the results from the best machine learning models, like the predictions from the best machine learning models, and then I design some strategies, 5 strategies, to say how we are utilizing those predictions. So it covers 2 aspects of it. One is the increasing the accuracy of the predictions. The second is how to use those predictions and come up with higher gains. The data set that I have used is the top 10 contributors of Nifty 50 index as of January 2024, and which was sourced from Yahoo Finance website. It was taken for over 16 years, daily frequency. The data was in the format of open price, high price, low price, and the close price of the stock for every single day. So This is the integrated system model for machine learning. And the first part is the training, where the model is being fitted using the previous day's open, close, and high low. And what is being predicted is the current day's close, high, and low prices. And the inference part, where we are using the previous day's open, close, high, and low to predict the current day's close, high, and low. This is how it works in general. We have taken a split of 80 and 20, 80% training data and 20% test data. So I have tried out 6 ML models. These are the models employed in the analysis are standard SVR, KNN, decision tree, random forest models and LR models. The KNN model uses the value of the K nearest neighbors, averaging them to predict outcomes. The decision tree model represents decision through a tree structure that maps feature to target values. Random forest operates by creating an array of decision trees during training, each based on diverse parameters. The final prediction is determined through the average value across all trees. And SVR operates by identifying a function that approximates the mapping between the input to the output. Then we subsequently analyze this SVR with like a linear initialization, which is y equal to x, by changing a few hyperparameters because of the closeness of the price. And because of this inherent closeness of the prices, we also try out linear regression model, which is the fundamental regression model. And this captures the linear relationship between dependent variable outputs and some input variables, as shown by the equation here. So in our case, it was the open, high, low, and close of the previous days. This is the result for the first stage. We can see that the middle, so we can see 7, not very clear though, but there are 7 different lines. The middle 3 ones are KNN, decision tree, and random forest. Given that they are classification models, they don't perform really well. The bottom one is support vector machine, which also does not perform well. The two models. Hello, am I audible? Hello, I can hear some.
Go ahead, Akash. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir, you're audible.
Yeah. Okay. So the two models which are close to the actual results are linear regression and support vector regressor. To show the results further, we see that the R2 score in case of linear regression and SVR is the highest in all the other cases. Specifically for close and low, linear regression performs better than the other models. And for the high price prediction, SVR y equal to x perform better than the other models. So for the sake of consistency, I took the results from the linear regression model and not the SVR model for the further analysis. The second stage of the analysis, where I have formulated a few strategies. And for the strategies, I have involved 3 major metrics. For this was calculated for 30 trading days, where I've calculated change for every day. So change for every single day is like a gain or loss for every single day. And then there is sum of changes which I have represented in a way from S change, and which is the sum of every single day's changes value, and then S investment, which is sum of investment of every single day. This min investment is the minimum investment required to execute all the trades as per the scheme. So the 3 metrics, the major metrics involved are sum of changes divided by the sum of investments for all the days. The second metric is sum of changes divided by the minimum investment required to execute all the trades as per the scheme. And I believe that this is an innovative metric because this is what captures the real life scenario where capital can be reused in case of intraday trading, because it's not like we don't have the capital for the next day. If we are trading intraday, then we have the capital that we invest today, we'll have the same capital for the next day also. And then the third metric is the positive count. So the positive count is the number of favorable trades, as in the number of days where we see positive gain. So there should be gain and not loss. The change for that day should be greater than 0. So the first two strategies are pretty intuitive. The first two strategies are something like, if we observe the predicted high price in the next day, during the course of the entire day, if we observe the predicted high price, then sell at that particular point. If we predict the low price, then buy at that particular point. So it's pretty intuitive in a way. But we observe that these two strategies are overdoing in some way, and there are plenty of unfavorable trades which get executed when we go with these strategies. So we think about being more selective, and we come up with two more strategies, which are mod H and mod L. So mod H, which is modified high sell strategy, which has an additional condition uh, with res- uh, with the high sell strategy, which says that if
Sir,
the difference yeah.
sir, sorry, but I would request you to start concluding.
Yeah, sure. I am at the almost the last slide. So the mod H strategy says that if the difference between the predicted high and the predicted close is greater than the difference between the predicted close and the predicted low, then I will only then I will execute the trade and not. So these strategies are more selective than the previous two strategies. Then we see that these strategies are way more selective. So we need to find a middle ground in between them. And all of these four strategies are only focused on one-sided trades, which is either the high side or the low side. So we come up with a hybrid strategy, which captures both the sides, the which takes into account both the sides, and is not as selective as the either of the two. So these are the algorithms which I would urge the reader to go through at their leisure. And to present some results, I would like to focus you on specifically at the P gain min. The P gain min, which was observed over 30 trading days, on an average for an average of the 10 stocks, it was 140%. And specifically for some stocks like ICICI Bank, which we went almost 250%, 254% for 30 trading days. And yeah, so concluding my work, I have done an analysis of 6 machine learning models, and then I've tried to devise 5 strategies, and I've ended up coming with a gain of 140% for those stocks over 30 trading days. And I believe that there's a lot of future work clearly in this on both the fronts, on improving the accuracy as well as improving the gain fronts. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Thank you so much, sir, for an amazing presentation. I
Thank
will request
you.
the session chair to ask questions if any.
So Akash, you've checked it on 30 days tenure now,
Yes, 30
on your
trading days.
strategies.
Yes.
Okay, not in a 1 year or something, just 30 days one.
Yes, I had checked it for 1 year, but I believe that reporting those gains wouldn't be very fair. So the gains
Why?
were pretty good for 1 year also,
Mm-hmm.
but I just thought that reporting those gains would not be fair, because we would rather prefer, like, reader would be more encouraged to go ahead with these strategies if they see the gain for short terms.
Okay, why not weekly then?
Weekly would be too less. That was my opinion, like
Mm-hmm.
a very personal opinion. Yes.
Okay, have you used any financial theory or background while framing these strategies?
Not the technical knowledge yet, but I am working with a few students in my university, and we are including some some technical models also now.
Yes, I would suggest that being a machine learning project, just include a stakeholder, maybe a CA, CS, or anyone who deals with the portfolio management.
Yeah, sure. Like that's the plan for
Uh,
sure.
yeah, seems to be a promising concept, Akash.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Next on, I would like to call our next presenter with paper ID 501, entitled A Survey of Machine Learning Techniques for Prediction of Alzheimer's Disease. Paper ID 501.
Good afternoon. Today I am presenting the paper. A survey of machine learning techniques for prediction of Alzheimer's disease. The outline. Alzheimer's disease, which affects numerous individuals, stands as the predominant form of dementia. It commons as a gradual
Ma'am, your
degradation of
screen isn't shared yet.
Okay. It's visible.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, now you have muted yourself. Paper ID 501.
Sir, please wait.
Sure, ma'am.
Alzheimer's disease, which affects numerous individuals, stands as the predominant form of dementia. It commons as the gradual degradation of memory, which may eventually include the inability to engage in decision and react to one's surroundings. It possesses the capacity to significantly disturb an individual's aptitude to perform routine tasks and obligations. The population of people affected by this disease undergoes a twofold increase every 5 years beyond the age of 65. The precise identification of Alzheimer's disease holds substantial importance in the provision of patients' care, particularly during the initial phase. It's projected that by the year 2060, there may be an increase in the number of individuals affected by Alzheimer's disease, which with estimates indicating that it could reach 14 million. Symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, memory impairment, challenges in managing, uh, reduction in decision making, misplacement of items, and subsequent inability to retrace one's steps to locate them, have trouble finding the right words or object, expressing thoughts or talking part in conversation, causes difficulty concentrating and thinking about abstract concepts such as number. This figure shows the population affected by AD, Alzheimer's disease in 2020 in the United States. From the figure, it can be concluded that the most affected pupils are from the age group of 75 to 84, which are 40% of the total population affected, and whereas 36% are affected who have 85 plus age, and the least affected people are from age groups 64 to 74, which are 70%. And lots of machine learning techniques are available from prediction and detection of Alzheimer's disease. Researchers have achieved very precise results by using these techniques. Basically, machine learning techniques or methods can be divided into three categories. First one, SVM, artificial neural network, deep neural network. Furthermore, SVM can be categorized as SVM linear, RBF, assemble, and ANN is characterized of MLP, BF3, GA, PCA, MLP, and DNN is characterized as LR, LP, and PC. These are some famous work done in the field of Alzheimer's disease. In the first work, accuracy achieved was 99.14%, and ANN was used, and data was collected from.
Ma'am, request you to start concluding, please.
Okay. The identification of Alzheimer's disease and its different stages heavily depends on the utilization of available attributes within the dataset. Alternative approach like diffusion, tensor imaging, PAT, and fluid. The feature extraction method, which was by default applied, gave the most variable and accurate set of features for the development of an improved Alzheimer's disease model. And previous work has been done to improve the precision in the detection and prediction of Alzheimer's disease, and it's characterized through binary as well as multi-class classification. And ML method requires a smaller data set in a comparison to manual feature extraction methods for disease prediction. This is the reference. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would request the session chair to ask questions if any.
Yeah, Priyanka, from where you referred this data set? Yeah, Priyanka, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
From where you fetched the data set? Have you used any data set, or have you just looked at the where the data set is available for the study?
No, ma'am.
Okay, no issues. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Sir, my paper ID is 221. Can I present?
221.
Yes, sir.
Sir, sorry, but I think I will have to go in order as it is given.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. No problem, sir. Okay, sir.
That's it. Thank you so much. Next on, I would like to call our next presenter, paper ID 519, entitled The Application of Personalization, Machine-Wise Credibility, Assessment and Evaluation in Artificial Intelligence of Higher Education. Presenter for paper ID 519, Moving on, now I would like to call on our next presenter with paper ID 522, entitled A Survey of Machine Learning Approaches for Parkinson's Disease Prediction.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, my name is Kuldeep Sharma. And sir, I'm going to present my paper, A Survey of Machine Learning Techniques for Parkinson Disease. Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
So, my topic is a survey of machine learning techniques for prediction of Parkinson disease. Uh, So, as the introduction, Parkinson disease is a progressive disease that affects the nervous system and the psychological process governed by neural pathways. And the onset of symptoms is gradual, with the initial indication often being a scarily discernible trembling in a singular hand. It affects the nervous system of individuals with the age of 50 years or above. Parkinson disease can be effectively addressed using timely recognition, thereby empowering those affected to maintain a life that is devoid to any irregularities. The symptoms encompass a diverse array of interconnected motor symptoms such as impairments in the organization of spatial and temporal planning, the sequential execution of movements, the adjustment and synchronization of movements, and the harmonization of the muscle groups. This disease is predominantly characterized by motor and non-motor presentations. Manifestation of speech symptom is presented as an initial motor indication, observed in roughly 90% of patient diagnosed. So these are the main symptoms of Parkinson disease, which can be categorized in two categories: motor symptoms and non-motor symptoms. Motor symptoms include slowed movement, tremors, unstable posture, cramped handwriting, rigidity, and hypophonia. And non-motor symptoms include constipation, unintentional weight loss, rapid eye movement, and olfactory loss and depression. So the financial load was imposed by Parkinson disease in year 2017 in billion dollar is given in this chart, which indicates that the direct medical cost was nearly equal to $25 billion, and also it includes premature death and reduced employment, uh, and disability income and non-medical cost also. So there are lots of machine learning techniques available which can be used for the prediction and detection of Parkinson disease. Uh, Basically categorizing ML algorithm in two parts, supervised and unsupervised. So supervised ML techniques include regression, decision trees, random forest and classification, and unsupervised machine learning techniques include clustering, neural networks, hierarchical and hidden Markov model. So in the classification, the ANN, SPM, and KNN and logistic regressions are the most used techniques which have implemented till now in the field of detection and prediction of Parkinson disease. So this is the literature review, or we can say the famous works which have been done till now in the field of prediction and detection of Parkinson disease. The highest accuracy achieved is 97%, which was achieved using SVM with tenfold cross validation. The database was used PPMI and local database, and then another work was done using logistic regression with SVM and with linear kernel and KNN. The accuracy achieved was 97.9%, and an ensemble based method was implemented which achieved the accuracy rate of 90%, and KNN, DNN, and SVM was implemented on the UCI ML repository, which gave the accuracy of 89.3%. Till now, the highest accuracy rate achieved is 99%, which is obtained using L1 norm SVM with k-fold validation, where k is equal to 10, means that is k 10-fold cross validation. And these are the best results given till now in a study. The best result was uh, obtained nearly equal to 99% by implementing random forest at tremor at rest. And for bradykinesia, it was again the random forest. So random forest is the clear winner in the field of prediction and detection. And as a conclusion, uh, it can be concluded there are lots of ML techniques that can be applied to each type of data set and can generate the best possible accuracy. And as we move forward, it is of utmost importance to consider the broader implications of integrating ML models into healthcare settings. The possibility of precise and premature forecast of Parkinson's disease, initiate pathways for prompt intervention, tailor-made therapeutic schemes, and enhance patient preferences. And ML is particularly well suited for all datasets, and thus employing the ML models to classify the increment of Parkinson's disease yields optimal results. These are the references. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now,
Thank you so much, sir, for your great presentation. Sir, I would request the session chairs to ask questions if any.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Proceeding on, I would like to call our next presenter with paper ID 526, entitled Green HRM and Environmental Performance, Past, Present, and Future Research. Paper ID 526. Moving on, I would like to call paper ID 487, entitled The Prediction of Hair Fall Pattern in a Person Using Artificial Intelligence for Better Care and Treatment.
Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, esteemed chair, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sheikh Afan Farooq, and today I'm going to present my paper entitled
Yes, sir.
So today I'm going to present my paper ID 487 entitled The Prediction of Hair Fall Pattern in a Person Using Artificial Intelligence for Better Care and Treatment. So I'm the presenter and my co-authors are Dr. Ali Mali sir and Anza Bashir, and we're from Chandigarh University.
Sir, can you please confirm with your name?
Yes, sir. My name is Sheikh Afan Farooq.
Okay. And sir, request you to please put the PPT in the PowerPoint mode.
Yes, sir. 1 minute. These are the table of contents. So let's start with the abstract first. Alopecia, also known as the hair loss, it is defined as a term that is mainly utilized for hair loss in a person. It may be for male pattern hair loss or for the female pattern hair loss. And there are many factors which involve either the genetics of a person or the hormonal fluctuations in a person or some kind of diseases or some kind of external pressures or stress factors that relate to the hair fall problem in a person. There are many types of hair fall and mostly broadly divided into 5 types, and some of the different types are some of the most important types are the male pattern baldness, which is typically hereditary or hormonal and characterized by the receding hairline of a person or thinning of the hair from the crown area, while as there is also the female pattern baldness, which usually causes general thinning without any noticeable receding of the hairline, especially at the crown. So here the genetic as well as hormonal factors may be involved. This study utilized the AI related methods to predict the pattern of hair fall in a person at an earlier stage. Um, Coming to the introduction, hair loss is a common concern affecting both genders, which can be triggered by multitude of factors such as genetics, stress, or underlying medical conditions. And the severity and duration of hair loss issue, it can vary, ranging from temporary shedding of the hair or a permanent or complete baldness. In this research, the data set was obtained from online sources such as the Kaggle website, and the hair fall in this data set, the hair fall variable was encoded as the value 0, which defines as no hair fall in a person, and the values 1 to 5 define the 5 major types of hair fall patterns that I included in the abstract region. Now the importance values of the columns or the attributes in the data set, they were calculated using a bar chart and the random forest algorithm. So the data set was then trained utilizing five of the machine learning algorithms, which included the random forest, the logistic regression, the decision tree algorithm, and the support vector machine classifier, as well as the KNN or K nearest neighbor algorithm. Now also the new data point, after the classification was over, a new data point was also tried to be given to the data set, the textual data, to check whether it is working correctly or not. No, now getting to the literature survey, the main paper first that we utilized or that we read was the survey-based machine learning approaches to the diagnosis of hair fall disorder in the Bangladeshi community. It was published in 2022, and it utilizes a locally accessible data set from Bangladesh. And this data is taken through asking people questions about their health-related issues and those that are related to hair loss, and the data was worked with artificial intelligence methods such as XGBoost. The another paper was an enhanced stress-based hair fall detection and prevention using the KNN and machine learning techniques, published in 2023. This study or research put forward the impact of job stress in corporate sector employees. It also shows that the KNN or K nearest neighbors worked pretty well, depending upon the other machine learning algorithms as compared to the other machine learning algorithms. And the another one paper was study of hair fall with hair related problems among males of age 18 to 50 years, a study on a Chennai based population, published in 2018. It introduced with various hair loss symptoms or various symptoms that are related to the hair loss. The requirements for this research was that the data set, which was in the CSV format, the Google Colab was used for utilizing the algorithms, and libraries such as NumPy, Pandas, and Scikit-learn were used. The main purpose of the research is given below. The first was to select the most important attributes related to hair fall and the classification of hair fall in a person by taking the responses from a person. So this is the main procedure, or this figure shows the main complete procedure followed in the research. Like first we got the hair loss data and analyzed the hair loss data and tried to see the importance of features in the data. Then we trained the data based upon 5 machine learning algorithms, and the most efficient algorithm, which was SVM, the main classification model was built upon the SVM, and then the final prediction model was built. The first step was the feature scaling. So in the data set, there were some missing values, and these values were we tried to fill these values in the feature scaling step. And the simple imputer algorithm was used, which used the mean of the column to fill the missing values in the data set. The next step was feature extraction or feature importance calculation. In this, we use the random forest algorithm, and we tried to actually calculate the importance of various features that were in the data set. So this bar chart shows the importance of various features. The total protein feature, it has the highest importance in the data set, followed by the iron, and then the liver data, and followed by other data. So after this, we use the spot checking step, in which we use the 5 algorithms like the SVM, the KNN, logistic regression, and 2 other algorithms, and try to check the accuracy or how efficient all these algorithms were. And the SVM that came out to be the best algorithm, that was used in the final or the prediction step. Now, in the conclusion and future scope, the examination of cutting-edge machine learning technologies, particularly delving into the deep learning models, holds the potential to elevate predictive capacities for the patterns related to hair loss. So deep learning algorithms also can be used for this capability, and may offer a profound comprehension of the underlying factors contributing to the hair loss, to actually analyze or predict the hair loss pattern in a person. These were the references. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to ask the session chair to ask the questions, if any, and conclude it with the marking judgment sheet.
Yeah, any specific deep learning technique which you think is the best fit for this?
Ma'am, this data set was textual data set, so deep learning we didn't use in this. But main technique that I think would be maybe the ResNet 50 or GoogleNet. They can be the better deep learning strategies, which include the convolution neural networks in them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, ma'am. Now I would like to call the next presenter with ID number 221, entitled Competency Skill Based on Insights and Recommendation from a Systematic Literature Review. Paper ID 221, entitled Competency Skill Based on Insights and Recommendation from a Systematic Literature Review.
Sir, hello. Hi, sir. I am here, sir. My paper ID 221.
Okay, sir. Please go ahead.
Sir, only 2 minutes. Sir, my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Hello.
Before proceeding on the presentation, I would request the authors to strictly maintain to the time limit of 10 minutes, out of which 7 minutes is for presenting and 3 minutes is for questioning. Thank you.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. My paper ID is 221. Can I start?
Yes, sir. Proceed.
Sir, my paper title is Competency Skill Based on Insights and Recommendation from the Systematic Literature Review. Introduction. In this presentation, we explore the importance of competency skills in the modern workplace. We review the key insights from research, recent literature, and provide the actionable recommendation for enhancing the competency skill. Defining competency skill. Competency skills encompass a range of ability and knowledge required for effective job performance. This includes communication, critical thinking, adaptability, and leadership. Literature emphasize the evolving nature of this skill in today's dynamic work environment. Importance in workplace. Competency skills are crucial for individual and organizational success. They contribute to productivity, innovation, and employee satisfaction. Research highlights the positive impact of this skill on career advancement and business growth. Developing competency skills. Literature suggests various strategies for developing competency skill, including training program, mentoring, and experimental learning. Organization can also leverage technology and coaching to foster skill enhancement. Challenges and barriers. Despite the significance of competency skill, challenges such as resistance to change, resource constraints, and skill mismatch exist. Literature underscore the need to address these barriers to ensure effective skill developments. Best practices and case studies. We examine best practices and successful case study from literature to provide practical insight. These examples showcase effective approaches to enhancing competency skill in diverse organizational contexts. Conclusion. In conclusion, the literature review emphasizes the critical role of competency skill in the workplace by understanding the insight and implementing the recommendation organization can effectively enhance this skill and drive sustainable success. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I would request the session chairs to ask questions if any.
No questions.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Sir, can I present my next paper, sir?
Yes, sir. Is it paper ID 394?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ma'am, it's paper ID 394 entitled Real-Time Performance Monitoring of Solar PV Panel IoT Systems for Energy Optimization. And so before proceeding, can you just confirm me with your name, please?
Yes, sir.
Name, sir, your name.
Sir, my paper ID is 394.
Sir,
Hello.
I'm just asking for your name of the presenter.
Sir, Apurva, sir, Apurva.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, my paper title is, the paper ID is 394. Paper title, Real-Time Performance Monitoring of Solar PV Panel IoT System for Energy. Introduction. In this quest for solar energy efficiency real-time performance, monitoring plays a crucial role in optimizing solar panel outputs. This presentation explores the benefits and strategy of real-time monitoring in enhancing solar energy production. Importance of real-time monitoring. Real-time monitoring provides instantaneous data on solar panel performance, enabling time issue and maximize continuously analyzing data. Operator can identify trends and make informed system to
Sir, your voice is not coming. Sir, your screen has stopped sharing.
So 2 minutes only. Optimizing strategies. Economic benefit. Real-time monitoring not only improves solar panel efficiency but also reduce operational cost by minimizing downtime and extending panel lifespan. The long-term economic benefit make the real-time monitoring valuable investment. The conclusion of this paper, real-time performance monitoring is a cornerstone of solar energy optimization, providing actionable insight to enhance efficiency and reliability by leveraging advanced monitoring technology. The future of solar panels, solar energy looks brighter than ever. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. I request the session chair to ask questions, if any.
Yeah, have you worked on analyzing these techniques on any specific data sets?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you worked on analyzing the techniques on any specific data set as such?
Yes, ma'am.
From where you fetch the data?
Ma'am, this data is mentioned in our my paper, ma'am.
From where you generated this data set, or you use the data set which has been provided on any other platform?
Ma'am, this data is collected from literature matlab from papers, literature papers.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, can I present my next paper?
Yes, sir, it's lined up for you. Ma'am, it's paper ID 395, entitled Innovative Practices of Waste Heat Recovery System Utilizing Compounding and Organic Rankine Cycle.
Hello. Sir, my paper ID is 395. Innovative Practices of Waste Heat Recovery System Utilizing Turbo Compounding. Introduction. In this presentation, we will explore the revolutionary technology of turbo compounding and organic Rankine cycle in waste heat recovery system and their impact on energy efficiency. Waste heat recovery system capture and utilize the wasted heat produced by industrial process or engines, converting it into usable energy. They play a crucial role in maximizing efficiency and reducing environmental impact. Turbo compounding technology. Turbo compounding is a technology that recovers waste energy from the engine's exhaust gases, convert into the usable power, increasing overall engine efficiency and reducing fuel consumption. Organic Rankine cycle (ORC). Organic Rankine cycle is a thermodynamic process that uses organic fluids to convert low-grade heat into usable mechanical power, offering sustainable solution for waste heat recovery. Integration of technology. By integrating turbo compounding and organic Rankine cycle technology, waste heat recovery system can achieve unpredictable levels of energy efficiency, making significant contribution to sustainable energy. Applications and benefits. The application of this technology extend across various industries, providing substantial economic benefit and contributing to environmental conservation through reduced emissions and energy consumption. Conclusion. The integration of turbo compounding and organic Rankine cycle technology in waste heat recovery system represent a paradigm shift in energy efficiency, offering promising solution for sustainable and environmental conservation. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. I would request the session chair to ask questions, if any, and conclude with marking the judgment sheet.
No questions.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
Can I leave, sir?
Yes, sir. Proceeding on, I would now like to call paper ID 414, entitled Analyzing Employee Management Using Machine Learning Techniques and Solutions in Human Resource Management. Paper ID 414. Moving.
Hello, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Sir, 2 minutes. I will share my screen. Control.
I just request the presenters to be ready with their presentations, as we are short of time and need to complete all the presentations.
Okay, sir. Am I visible? Hello.
Yes, your
My paper
screen is
ID.
visible.
My paper ID is 414, sir. The analyzing employee management using machine learning techniques and so introduction is here, exploring the impact of machine learning in HR for employee management analysis. The challenges behind this is identifying complex patterns and trends in employee data can be overwhelming for traditional HR system. Benefits of machine learning, harnessing the power of predictive analytics to make data-driven decision and improve employee engagement. The predictive analysis is utilizing machine learning to forecast employee turnover and identify factors influencing productivity. Some ethical inequality for the consideration is ensuring fairness and transparency in machine learning algorithms to avoid biases in HR decisions. Some implementation strategies for that is integrating machine learning tools into HR processes and providing training for HR professionals. The conclusion for this PPT is embracing machine learning in HR can lead the data given insights and optimize employee management. We'll conclude it here. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I request the session chair to ask questions, if any.
In the HR data, how will you handle the biasness part?
Sorry, ma'am.
How you can address the biasness part being an HR data? No issues. Thank you. Are you saying something?
Ma'am, can you proceed on with the next presentation? I would like to call our next presenter with paper ID 415, entitled Cognitive Outcomes Prediction in Children Using Machine Learning and Big Data Analysis.
Potential of these technologies. Potential enhancing agriculture productivity and sustainability. Hyperspectral imaging. Hyperspectral imaging enables detailed analysis of crop health and nutrient levels by capturing data across electromagnetic spectrum. It provides valuable insight into plants and nature. This technology can aid in the early detection of diseases and optimize resource allocation for improved yields. Big data in agriculture. The evidence of agriculture data present an opportunity for data-driven decision making. Big data analytics can uncover patterns and trends leading to optimize farming practices by
So your screen isn't shared yet.
can make informed choices for efficient resource management and crop planting. Machine learning
Paper ID 415, your screen isn't shared yet.
Machine learning algorithm can process vast amount of data to predict crop outcomes and optimize.
Proceeding on with our next presentation, I would like to call paper ID 674 entitled Adoption of Blockchain Technology in Productivity and Automation Process of Microfinance Services. Paper ID 674. Paper ID 674. Paper ID 674.
Nazia, are you still here?
Yes, ma'am, I am here.
Kindly proceed.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, kindly proceed.
Okay. Is my presentation visible? Hello? Hello, ma'am, is my presentation visible?
Nazia, I think you've taken a lot of time in just starting up the process. You were audible earlier also.
Okay, ma'am,
Am I
but
audible?
I cannot hear you. That's why I was asking. Yes,
Go
ma'am, you are
ahead,
audible.
Go ahead, please.
Is my presentation visible? Okay. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Myself, Nazia Hassan. I am a research scholar in ACCF. My research paper title is Adoption of Blockchain Technology in Productivity and Automation Process of Microfinance Services. These are basic concepts which are included in my presentation in my research paper. First is of blockchain and what is microfinance. Blockchain is a method of recording information.
I'm really sorry for interrupting you. I
Yes.
would like you to show your presentation in a slideshow, please.
Okay. Is it fine now? Blockchain is a method of recording information that makes it possible or difficult for the system to be changed, hacked, or manipulated. And as far as I'm indulging this concept with the basic concept of microfinance, what is microfinance? As per CGAP, microfinance is defined as provision of thrift, credit, and other financial services and products of very small amount to the poor in rural, semi-urban, or urban areas for enabling them to raise their
Hello,
income.
Nazia Hassan, you can please proceed.
Okay, this is my literature review, which suggests it is a brief summary of my literature review, which suggests that technical characteristics of blockchain technology can bring benefits to the microfinance industry. This is my research methodology. My research methodology includes a qualitative research where data was collected using interviews, secondary research, and government-initiated projects for primary data of various stakeholders which are offering microfinance services. And these total of 26 stakeholders were interviewed from different financial institutions. And different financial institutes include public sector banks, NBFC, MFI, small finance banks, and these stakeholders were designated on various positions like general manager, operation head, managing director, senior executive, and operation head. Total were 26 stakeholders were interviewed. And for the attainment of this qualitative research design causal loop model, which studies how adoption of fintech will lead by microfinance institutions will lead to improvement productivity of an organization. And this was the model it is a qualitative research model which was developed, which says that increase in productivity due to MFI adoption technology. And the various stakeholders were interviewed, and the key points from the answers of the various stakeholders were find out, and these key points, of we can say the key variables, were connected with each other, and these kinds of loops were developed, and each loop was signifying a different aspect which leads to the adoption of technology or blockchain technology in microfinance services, ultimately leading to increase in the productivity of microfinance services. For example, that if microfinance is adopting technology, then there will be decrease in operating expenses, there will be increase in average total assets, there will be increase in financial products, there will be increase in deposits, there will be increase in liquidity, return on asset, and ultimately microfinance industry will again adopt the technology by seeing these kind of advantages, and advantages are signified by the plus sign which is indicated above the arrow. Similarly, increase in productivity has been studied with the help of social outreach. Social outreach means what is the geographical expansion of different microfinance services, how much borrowers we are covering in microfinance services. So we studied that with the adoption of technology, there will be increase in social outreach, there will be increase in average loans balance per borrower, there will be increase in female borrowers, there will be extended facilities to a poor borrowers, and ultimately there will be increase in gross loan
Ma'am,
portfolio.
request
And
you to start concluding, please.
okay, my conclusion says that microfinance industry, there is increase in productivity of organizations which are into microfinance services, and it is mainly attributed to the adoption of technology by microfinance borrowers. My second conclusion says that microfinance should therefore focus and investigate a range of financially feasible projects. We have a better knowledge of the dynamics and factors that influence the microfinance productivity because of this study. And another conclusion says, although there are considerable research studies of microfinance, which is regarded as a tool for financial inclusion, elevating poverty, no studies has been conducted on focusing on the microcredit loan and operational changes. So the finding of this study suggests that weak verification process of borrowers identifications appears as a major challenge, which is caused by lack of access to national identification information databases, absence of central credit databases, and weak family ties and limited documentations. So in the end, we concluded with the adoption of technology or blockchain technology, many things could be improved in the microfinance sector, which is still working on traditional working models, and new working models can be introduced into this industry. My another paper is 675 ID, which is artificial intelligence and computational ability
Yes, ma'am. I'm
digitizing.
just,
Hello?
yes, ma'am. Just a second, ma'am. I would
Artificial
request the
intelligence.
second chairs to ask questions if any.
No,
they
let
don't
her proceed. Let her proceed. Let her proceed.
Artificial intelligence and computational ability in digitizing financial products and services by micro entrepreneurs. These are the definitions of key concept. This is a literature review. This is a research methodology I have adopted, and the purpose was basically what I have tried that artificial intelligence is a sub part of fintech, and where I have tried that how to improve the digital financial literacy so that there can be more adoption of fintech and artificial intelligence by the people who are availing microfinance services. These are the hypotheses which I have framed. This is my research methodology, and all the hypotheses were accepted. This is a result of my results of the test which I have applied. Increase in fintech adoption shows a positive correlation with 4 variables of knowledge of financial products and services, awareness of risk, awareness of complaint redressal, and ease of use of internet. There was a positive relationship which was shown between these dependent and independent variables, and all the hypotheses were accepted. This is my conclusion. Fintech's participation in MSMEs during the second decade of 21st century has shown an exponential growth. Through the Digital India initiative, the government also established infrastructure to improve fintech cooperation with MSMEs. Furthermore, the study concluded that the combination of microfinance and artificial intelligence can be a very, very powerful tool to enhance the working and the speed and the delivery of microfinance services, and microfinance institutions can benefit a lot from the use of AI in making informed decisions, detecting fraudulent activities, and improving customer services. So these are few of the references. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your amazing presentation. I'd request the session chair to ask questions if any.
No questions.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Proceeding on, I would now like to call paper ID 231 entitled The Impact of Gamification Across Different Education Contexts.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pratham Agrawal, and I am presenting my research on impact of gamification in education. And my co-author is Dr. Latika Pinjarkar. The table of contents is that we will go through the introduction, background, literature review, methodology, algorithm analysis, result, and conclusion of the paper. So, gamification refers to the use of game design elements like points, badges, leaderboards in non-game settings like classrooms. It aims to increase student engagement, motivation, and learning outcomes. So in this presentation, I will provide an overview of research on effectiveness of gamification and propose future research directions. So is that it was originated back when digital media industry was there in early 2000s. It has increased in many sectors like marketing, healthcare, education. In education, gamification is creating immersive learning experiences and incorporating gaming mechanics like challenges, rewards, narratives, etc. It increases the sense of competition and achievement in students to motivate them. So in literature review, research studies on gamification have shown some good results. Incorporating elements like gaming elements found to increase student motivation and academic performance. However, some results are also mixed, indicating that there is future scope to increase the optimization of gaming in the field of education. there are many research gaps in the gaming field, gaming in education field. Then we are to address the current situation, we are proposing an adaptive AI-driven gamification system that will increase the experience of individual student by using their gameplay data and learning profiles. The research methodology will use techniques like alpha beta testing, design with end users, and mixed methods to create ethical and student created algorithms. So the personalized experience will help student gain the insights into its effectiveness. So the algorithm we implemented, there are 6 initial steps. First, we will define the learning objectives and goals, analyze the learner's context, design the gamification strategy, develop the gamified learning system, deploy the gaming system, and review the gaming system accordingly. Then the educators and designers are establishing precise learning objectives and goals in initial phases of our gamification framework. So there are many steps which are there to in the gamification system. Then the analysis. And now this graph shows when we conducted a small survey in 100+ students. So there were seen that after playing the gamified version of the games, they can score better marks in each subject which are there. So and also the student participation is also increased when there is gamified education. In non-gamified teaching, there is less participation from the student side. So the pie chart also illustrates that how the students are enjoying the gamification. It is also a survey which was conducted. Then the result is that the AI driven approach is consistently yielding the highest average subjects. Then physics, chemistry, maths, and geography students are for the gamified version are scores near to above 75, near to 100, and non-gamified teaching is 50 to 75, averaging in each subject. So these findings indicate that the integrated AI technologies in gamified education signifies academic performance compared to the standard gamified or non-gamified methods. The personalized and adaptive capabilities enabled by AI are likely to motivate and leading to observe improvements in learning outcomes. Overall, these results are suggesting that potential of the AI-driven gamification is revolutionizing the subjects and educational settings. So the conclusion is that in conclusion, current research indicates the promising potential of gamification to reimagine education, but also highlights the need to optimize strategies. So our proposed research aims to address the gaps between the literature and provide effective ethical principles and modeling for gamification. Further, research will be critical for comprehensively accessing gamification's true impact on diverse students and populations. Thank you for your attention. I welcome any questions if you may have.
Thank you so much, sir, for an amazing presentation. I request the session chairs to ask questions if any.
So have you looked at how much already gamification has already been used in teaching? Have you studied any such current data?
Yes, ma'am. We studied the data. It was in our presentation only.
Yeah, how much? On
So,
what platforms it's been used widely? Because your entire is like it's been used. So how much do you think is actively in
ma'am,
use?
in education field, it is above 45.16% it is been used in every day.
Okay.
So by our algorithm, we are trying to increase the impact of gamification in education.
Okay, fine. Good enough. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next on, I would just like to final call for the presenters for paper ID 519, paper ID 526, and paper ID 415.
Hello, I am here, sir.
Yes, sir.
Paper ID 415.
Okay, sir.
I will share my screen.
Sure. Do you have the presenters for paper ID 519 and 526 also present?
Is my screen is visible?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
My paper code is 415, sir. Subject to cognitive outcomes prediction in children using machine learning and big data analytics. Introduction for the subject is that exploring cognitive development prediction using machine learning and big data analytics, understanding the impact of early interventions of children's long-term outcomes. Some cognitive developments for that is understanding the complex process of cognitive development in children. Factors such as language acquisition problem solving skills and emotional development play a crucial role. Machine learning approach for this subject is leveraging machine learning algorithms to analyze large data sets related to children's cognitive development, identifying patterns and correlations to make accurate predictions. Big data analytics for this subject is utilizing big data analytics to extract valuable insights from diverse source of information, identifying trends and association that contribute to a deeper understanding of cognitive development. Ethical consideration for that is addressing the ethical implications of using sensitive data for cognitive development prediction, ensuring privacy protection and responsible use of predictive models for children's well-being. Future implications is that exploring the potential impact of predictive models on early childhood interventions and educational strategies, envisaging a future where personalized interventions enhance children cognitive growth. Conclusion for this slide is reflecting on the significance of leveraging machine learning and big data analytics for predicting cognitive development in children, emphasizing the potential for positive social impact and future research directions. Thanks, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I would request the session chairs to ask questions if any.
No questions.
A final call for paper ID 519 and paper ID 526.
फाइव नाइन वन ते चालू आहे आता फायनल कॉल आहे 2 आयडियाला.
Ma'am, with your permission, can we conclude the meeting?
Yeah, kindly.
Thank you. I would like to thank the session chair for their wisdom and your kind presence. Also, I would like to thank everyone for joining the session and patiently cooperating for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, authors.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would request the IT team to end the meeting.